Good day, YouTubers. This is tutorial number 6 for the A10 build. As you can see, I'm getting these closer to being done. Now, last time I showed you how to put the paper towel and Elmer's glue onto these metal things. Well, I've gone ahead and went all the way back with all three of the oh, excuse me, all three of these. This is for the turbines and this is for the tail section. That's what they are. And then I went ahead and I started this gluing process right here. Now what you're going to be doing is you're going to keep adding layers to it to get your wing proper. And so what I've done is I've glued these on here. Now the thing that happens next is you have to glue these 1/2-inch pieces onto here. And with that, I highly suggest using these type of clamps right here. They won't mar your surface because they're rubber coated, good and stiff. The red ones are stiffer than the black ones are. And so now what I do is we're just going to take this piece and we're going to glue the, always keep your glue clean from debris and stuff, because otherwise it'll get onto your surface. Anyway, what we've got here is we just add this on there like that and fill this all in along here and then put it onto here. Now what this is going to do, I'm also going to add some extra glue on here, because now that will squeeze it out and around these edges, which is really what you want to do. Now that is even right at that point. And so now I'm going to put that on there like so, and that will, as you can see, it'll push it up. Now I just push it down, back down into place, and then I put the heavier of the two clamps onto it this way. All right, see, now what that is going to do is that is going to make this block heavier. And the reason you're doing that is because you have to have the wing, it has to look right. All right, it has to be thicker in this center section to be a proper wing. And so anyway, and the nice thing is you don't have to be perfect with what you're doing with this. All you have to do is get it looking very close to the original, because what unless somebody is holding a model kit of what you got, or they are looking at a print of it, they're not going to be able to tell if there's a little tiny bit of difference somewhere. Matter of fact, you probably won't be able to tell either, because it's not that crucial at this point to have that. And so now I grip that and we grip this right here. Now what this is going to do is this is going to dry. Now at this point in time, you have these pieces of paper. All right, this is just regular bag from the grocery store. What will happen is when this is dry, then I will glue this on over top of it, because what it's going to do is once this is glued in place, it looks like this. Looks right here. And then you've got your angle of your wing. What you do after this has dried onto here, which is this piece here, then it'll be like this. It'll be just like that. Well, what you do is you just pull it up like this, and then you glue it in place and hold this together. And what it does is it helps you to reinforce the slight bend that is in these wings. Because what happens is all right, I tell you what, these are strong. And so, shoot, they're just very durable. Paper, Elmer's glue, and acrylic paint. And so, and the wing mounts, because the wing mounts are wired, and then putting paper and Elmer's glue on this, what it does is it makes these things super strong, so that they're a durable toy. Now you don't have to do all this. You can cut corners and do it different, quicker, and that's fine too. Because if you break one, you just make a new one. And I suggest that as you're building these, make templates. Right? Make templates of the body, templates of the wings. Okay? Because if you want to make them, if you want to make more of them, if you got templates, they're all the same. And that's how wonderful this kind of stuff is. Now I think I really need to just do that a little bit more. All right, now what I'm doing right now is this this part of the cockpit I don't think is looking quite right. So what I'm doing is now I'm just taking it down a little bit more, so that when I get ready to paint it, it looks right. So, there is that one. And that's what you have to do, is whenever you're building anything like this, it is a process of, like I'm doing 5 of these at once. Okay, so if I get bored with part of this build, I can go with another one. Or if I'm letting this dry, like this one is right now. All right, while this one is drying, then I can go ahead and do this one. Now I already have the wing structures cut out for this. All right, and what I want to do right now is I want to match them up with what I'm going to be putting on here as a final piece. All right, this is there's 3 layers. All right, that's all there is to these wings. 3 layers. I've got this layer, which is what I just got done gluing, which was this one right here. That's this piece on top of the glued. Doggone it! This stuff. This is paper towel. All right. Now I glued and wrapped the paper towel around this, which is around this piece, the metal. Now what that does is that keeps that metal from moving around and sliding and falling out. Also keeps your wings stationary. And so now that I have these are going to be the leading edge, because I want the leading edge to be clamped down tighter than the trailing edge. And so now what I have to do is just get ready to glue this on here, because now this is the finishing touches to the number 4 wing. Once these are absolutely dry, then I can start putting on the detail work, which is missiles and auxiliary tanks and bombs or whatever you want to do. Now, I just set this up close to where it's supposed to be. And I want to hold this in place so it doesn't slip as I clamp the other pieces down. Oh my goodness sakes, I almost screwed up. You can't glue this. Oh boy, I just about taught you something I shouldn't have done. Okay, get all the glue off of there and let that dry back out and get the glue off of here. Wow, I goofed up almost seriously. To get your wings to stay bent properly, you have to glue this facing edge, and then you have to glue the rest of this. You can't do it all at once. I put glue all over that, and so this is I just want glue here. Okay, so now we put this on here like this and hold this into place. Now I can put this on here to hold it. The red ones clamp down tighter. And so what I do is I put these in at a certain place on there, and then I clamp down the other side. All right, so what this is going to do, because these clamp hard, they're going to deform the paper just slightly. It's like adding detail for free. All right, now this is back to being dry. Oh, geez. And so anyway, I'm just gluing this front piece, this inside piece, to where the fuselage and everything mounts up. All right, now I don't want this to slip much. Now, something I noticed, this is crooked. And so sometimes you have to just trim off a little tiny bit, because it's just the nature of building by hand. All right, if you're doing it yourself, there's nothing to really help you with getting things absolutely centered, etc. Now I'm going to put that on there just for a split second to hold it. Now I'm putting this on at the same spacing that the other wing is. All right, and this goes on head just like so. Okay, so there is what you have. Now I'm going to take that apart, make sure it doesn't glue itself onto here. Okay, and so I'm going to stick that right in there to keep that from happening. And so there now is your next series on your wings. And so this is a good part of the tutorial. This here, I bend these up just a little bit, make sure that I get the angle right. And now, wait a minute, I'm going to take that out of there. This piece is going on here. I have to do the same thing with both of these. I got two of them. There it is right there. All right, so now we're going to take this like so and just add some glue here. All right, because this is another piece. I do not want it to be glued down on the wing part. I want this just on the part that is holding the wing to the chassis. We put that there. We put this clamp here, and these clamps were cheap. I think these were like 75 cents a piece at Wally World, and I got the red ones at Home Depot. They're a stronger clamp. And now we do the other side. And to save mixing up your pieces, you can always just do it this way. Just put it on here. And I shouldn't say mixing up your pieces. I should say getting glue on stuff you don't want it on. And so now that is there, and I can go ahead and attach this to it. And so that's the fun part about building this stuff. If you build more than one at a time, stuff can be drying while you're working on something else and you're finishing something else. Now what I've done is I just put this extra piece on here. And if you can see, you can see it right here. I have to trim this down now because it's easier to sand it off than it is to try and cut these to fit. So I just made, basically this straight piece like this, down, across, and up, glued on. But now that I've got that done, now I can actually take this little tiny bit of extra paper off. All right, which what that does is that finishes up your wing for you. And it makes it extra strong, all right, because I glue these end pieces on. Now, these are just what I call floating pieces. And so that means they can tear off really easy. So then I put 3 layers of glue onto the base here. And then I put this piece of paper glued inside it over the wing. And what that does is that gives it enough strength to where it won't just come off. So, and that, everyone, is tutorial number 6 for the A10 Warthog build. I hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching my show. Monday through Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, I do a live broadcast on YouTube. Thank you all for being part of the show. Good day.